Thank you, everyone, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Africa Day for all of us. Yet it's not as happy as this day normally because of how negotiations and things are going. Um, as a young African, I'm not only concerned about the current situation in the negotiations at COP26, but I'm more worried and concerned about how our own institutes in Africa are pushing other countries and partners to do that. AMSEN, which is the African Ministerial's Meeting on Environment, had a very clear outcome advocating for the special needs and circumstances of Africa. Yet almost no one spoke about it in this session, nor other sessions. We are really trying to push as young people because we know that we will hold the burden of climate change in the future more, and now it's happening. We are seeing it everywhere. We are not only here in the negotiations, but we are also outside doing tree planting, doing emergency help for our people and our villages who are very much struck by floods and by droughts. We are also trying to raise the awareness of our communities, especially communities are on the front lines of climate change crises, trying to survive. Last year in 2020, in my home country, Sudan, we had the worst flood in 100 years. And not only Sudan, but 11 African countries announced emergency because of floods. And this year, the exact contrary happened, where Kenya, where previous speaker from, and other 7 African countries announced emergency, but for the opposite reason, which is drought. And this is simply climate change. 1 year we will have so much water that it will be devastating, and the year after we will have so little water that it will also be devastating. When are we going to be ready for that? Until when we will be just talking to each other without pushing our other partners in the world, saying, well, I'm the minister of X, I am the governor of Y, I am the head of state of Z, and you are doing this to our continent, you are doing this to our young people, you are doing this to our livelihood and communities. A lot of what I said have been said before, but we will keep repeating because it's the truth and we don't have any other solution but repeating it until we actually have the climate justice that we wish and we hope for. A lot of people ask me, what gives you hope to come to every COP? And I say, hope or losing hope is a privilege we don't have. We don't have any other solution but to continue working in climate change. Otherwise, what else can we do? We cannot go to the beautiful beaches in Mombasa in Kenya, for example, and wait for the end of the world. We cannot hold the burden because now we blame the previous generation. We say the previous generations did not do X, the previous generation did not do Y, but very soon we will become the previous generation and another generation will blame us for this, and I cannot hold this. Yet, ministers, you hold this burden now. Don't let us down, and don't let us continue saying previous generations did not do this, because now you are the previous generation, but yet you are still here. All of you are still here. So how are we actually going to walk the talk that we are saying among ourselves and make it very, very much loudly heard outside? How are we going to make use of the 4 days that we have left at this COP to actually walk out and say, this COP is real justice for Africa? Otherwise, we would never see this day. Because every year, year after year, we kept saying, next COP will be better. Guess what? It will not, and we will lose more time. I think we should stop talking and start walking outside saying, well, this is an African position, and if we did not get this is a loss. Sometimes cut things sharp is the only solution because our lives have been cut sharp. 200 million kids and people in Kenya right now are suffering from this drought. In Madagascar, in Comoros, and in many other countries, African countries, and we cannot really keep talking among ourselves about the injustice that we are saying. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and please walk the talk.